everybody.
Hey, everybody. That's it. Oh, my bad. I go first.
I think it's supposed to be me that goes first.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. Go for it.
Yeah. Let's try this again. Hey, it's Christopher Not Walken. Welcome to the Dirty Nerdy Show. And we have a very special guest because, it's just special, okay? He's a very special boy, and we love him so much, and we just want to give him cuddles and hugs and all of that good stuff. IdTapThatASMR is here.
What's up? Just call me Scott, by the way. That's such a long name.
I had to say the channel name, Scotty.
Yeah, you're right. I know. It's all right. It's good.
Yeah. So, so, what's up, bro?
Nothing much. I'm just hanging out, talking with Christopher Not Walken. This is pretty dope.
It is dope. I have been informed that I say the word dope a little too much.
Listen, okay, you don't say it too much, by the way. You say it just the right amount of time. I just am not around a lot of people that say it. So, as I'm a super fan of the show, I've noticed you say it a lot. So, I've been low-key trolling you for like a month and a half. So every time I talk about the show, I'm like, the show is dope. And I just think of you every time I say it. I'm a jerk, so.
The dopest show of all.
But I don't want you to change. I'm not trying to get you to change. I love it.
I'll never change. You know what else is a dope show? Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I know somebody that's been on there. You want to talk about it?
Sure.
What was that like?
It was cool. It was kind of a spur of the moment, if it could ever be such a thing. So I didn't really try out. I was just got married, didn't have kids, and they had like a wheelmobile coming down to Raleigh, where I lived at that time, North Carolina. And I was like, My wife was working. She's a nurse. I was like, hey, I'm gonna go try out. So I went and tried out. They picked me. I went up on stage, acted like a fool. Then they said, hey, if we like you, we'll call you back for another tryout. So they called me back. I went more tryouts, acted like an idiot. And they said, if we pick you, you get a letter in the mail. I never got a letter in the mail. Then I got a call like 3 months later saying, hey, your letter got returned to us, so you didn't write down your right address. So I was like, oh. I was like, if I were them, I was like, I'm not going to bother this guy. He can't even get his address right. So, yeah, then I got on. It filmed in Las Vegas for New Year's. It was a New Year's show. It's like December 30th, I think, or 31st, 2010. That's when it filmed. Or no, it's when it aired, but it filmed in the summer. So we had to dress like, I think, kind of warm, and they asked us a bunch of questions about our New Year's resolutions, but it was in June and stuff. It was a trip, but it was cool. You got to spend all day there. They taped like 5 shows. I got to hang out with some of the people that were on the shows. The guy that won my episode, spoiler alert, wasn't me. He was pretty cool. He was a cool guy. I was happy he won. If I wasn't going to win, I was happy he won. The girl next to me, I didn't talk to her that much. And I'm not going to say anything about her. But she wasn't happy at the end of the show. I can't blame her. She kind of got punked a little bit.
Well, it's okay.
It was an interesting show. You should watch it. If anybody hasn't seen it out there, it's actually, if you like Wheel of Fortune, it actually had a little bit of drama to it.
Yeah, a little bit of Wheel of Drama.
And it's on my channel. Check it out.
It is. Go watch
on YouTube. Watch that.
Yeah.
By far the highest performing video on my channel.
Go watch
Scott ASMR.
Go watch it. It'll relax you. He likes to spin the wheel. The way he spins the wheel, super tingly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was pre I knew about ASMR. I mean, that's 2010. That's actually kind of how I got into ASMR, was the Wheel of Fortune, oddly enough.
Yeah?
That was a really amazing segue, and we did not plan that at all. I just want to note that.
Yeah.
But yeah, leading up to that, I got really, really anxious, so I started going to sleep with my iPod, just listening to movies and stuff. I think after that, I ran out of movies to listen to, so I started listening to shows on YouTube. And there was this one show I listened to, Manor House. It was like a PBS, or it was a British. What's the British PBS? I don't know. Anyways, it was a show that they put on. It's kind of like people living in like a reality show, but people living in Downton Abbey times. And there's a lot of whispering in there, and I would get super tingles, and I didn't even know really what that was at the time. So after the show, I was like, let me see if I can find some more YouTube vids of people whispering. And then it was done. Found Maria, and it was over.
Yeah.
Never turned back.
She reels us in, man.
It's it's interesting too. Maria was the first I can distinctly remember. It was like one of her Russian teaching ones. But for the longest time, I was hooked on Heather Feather. I didn't really veer away from Maria, Heather, or Allie ASMR requests. Those are pretty much my three for years. But Heather Feather, I would just probably watch the same 6 videos for like a year and a half.
I don't
know, maybe there wasn't a lot out there. I don't know. I didn't look.
I watched Heather Feather all the time for like about a year. Like, she was my favorite, like, for like a solid year. And she's still my favorite. But, yeah. So, you're kind of like the ASM artist.
Sure. Tell me what that means, but I'll agree.
You have a lot of like really prominent people who are like excited that you're here, bro. Like,
oh, I appreciate that. It is kind of weird. I don't know who I was talking about that. And I don't want to talk too much about it because they're gonna realize how much of a nerdy fan I am, and then be like, I can't follow that guy. But it was just kind of, I think a lot of it was a lot of luck. I don't know, or right place, right time, or something. But yeah, it's been really cool to. First of all, let me say this. It's been really cool because I've only been really active for like 3 months or something. Twitter, YouTube, starting my channel and stuff. But
yeah,
the amount of like I would consider large YouTubers ASM artists that will communicate with people on a regular basis is ridiculous. I mean, I can't talk about that enough. I don't want to call people out for fear that I'll miss some of them, but some of them out there are just top-notch people that I don't think they do it just because they're trying to promote their channel. They actually like talking with people and helping each other out and stuff like that. It's a really cool place to be.
I mean, I 100% am trying to promote my channel.
I wasn't talking about you.
No, I'm kidding. I love this community.
Joking. Yeah, it's dope.
So, you know what else is dope? How did you get, like, how do you do this, man? Like,
which ones? Which one are you talking about?
all of them. Like, the quality is just so top notch, and like, you're so creative, and like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah. I think I'm a little bit. I think all of us are critical of our own, so I wouldn't go top notch. I definitely watch some other creators out there that I think are super top notch, especially on the audio quality. I'm in awe. I want to go write down exactly what they do, and then probably steal their voice too. But I think part of it, to answer your question, for me is, I think the key that I'm figuring out in my young YouTube life is you really need to do things that get you excited, whatever that is. You can't try not to be not you. Like, especially in this community, I think people really want authentic, whatever that is for you. And that's what I'm finding out. My first couple of videos, I was like trying so hard to be like, all right, I'm going to make this ASMR video, and I'm going to tap on stuff, and it's going to be awesome. And then, because my vision of ASMR is like Heather Feather and Maria, and they're very amazing, but mostly serious. I mean, Heather, she joke around with herself a lot, but like, I envision it as this very serious thing. And I get like 5 minutes in, and I just start cracking jokes. I start rambling, and I just start whatever. So I was fighting that for like the first 5 or 6 videos, and now I'm like, whatever. I do that better. So now my videos tend to be more like, okay, let's see if humor fits into this a little bit. So I'm having a lot of fun. I got like 5 or 6 ideas that are in motion right now that I get a little giddy about.
Yeah.
A couple of
No, I think that's very interesting. How like you've already got like your plans. So like, how do you come up with these things? How do you come up with your ideas?
Exactly. I am bored at work. That's what happens. I sit at work, and I love my job, by the way. My job is great. It just has some really intense times and some really boring times, which I enjoy. I used to be a high school math teacher, and that was never boring, and it was always hard. So I really embrace the boring. But so I'll just sit around at work, start daydreaming about stuff. That's where I came up with the shows for the promos for the show. I was like, oh, no, that would be awesome. So then, boom, done. So it just kind of boredom. And part of it is little things that I see in like a PewDiePie video or H3Issue Productions or something like that. Something that I think is hilarious. And I was like, I'd love to do that little thing. So sometimes I'll start on that little thing and then just explode to some other stuff. That's another thing that I really don't care if anybody else knows this, like finds it out or cares about it. I love it. I love to put like Easter eggs and stuff in my videos all the time. It makes me happy. I love when movies do that. And so a lot of times I'll throw in a random picture of Ethan Klein or something like that, or make a reference to a movie. And I really don't care if anybody notices it because I start giggling. You know, it's just when I'm editing, it's like, that's pretty funny. So anyways, I'm a nerd like that.
I like it. You know what I noticed about your videos?
So yeah, just having fun.
About life. That's
the big point. Just trying to do things that I would like to do, and I think that is kind of what people look for a little bit. You know, it depends. Everyone's got different tastes.
So, who are some of your favorites that you're listening to now?
Okay, so this is a good question because, like I said, for years, I would have like 3 or 4. And then since I joined the community, got involved in Twitter and stuff, I feel like my whole world has exploded.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just like, oh, I found these other 5 really big artists that are amazing, which there are, but there are so many up-and-coming ones that are really, really good that I think are going to explode soon too, but even if they don't, they're still really, really good. So a couple people that I've really been listening to recently, I know this might be shocking, but since I got on Twitter, I didn't know who GB was at all. I was like, oh, let's check this girl out. She's pretty good. And then boom, I was ridiculous. Like she's super talented. So I listened to her a bunch. It's ridiculous. That's one of the people I'm like, I need her to teach me how to do audio. And then, so I also have this is me in life. This isn't just ASMR. I really enjoy English, British, Scottish accents, Australian accents, those type of accents.
Yeah.
So a lot of my newer ASMR artists I listen to have that kind of bent. I think you just had Miss Jo Fi on there. I think I've said that right, Fi.
Miss Jo Fi, yeah.
Yeah, she had, I think when I first saw her, she had a lot of like no talking videos, like, oh, these are pretty good. And then she did, I think the first video I heard of hers was maybe me and her and Articulate Design, maybe Mika Gold, we kind of got a little group because we were doing the collab with Terrar, and we kind of gave our videos to each other to look at. And I heard her videos like, oh my gosh, your voice is dope. This is good. So then she started, I think because of me, really, she started doing more talking in her videos. Probably not, actually, but I really like her voice is good.
I did bring it up.
Good. It's true. It's really good. Articulate Design, crazy. Just really nice dude. I know I'm preaching to the choir. He's kind of your husband, or I don't know, whatever it is. I try not to get involved in that.
The bromance is real.
I've seen what you've done to some. You've destroyed some people on Twitter. So it's all yours, dude. You got it. And then I really recently have really gotten to enjoy ASMR artist named Marty Farty. He's really good. He's blowing up, and he has a mouth on him. I've heard him talk from ASMR, but as far as commenting and on Twitter, he is hilarious. Like one of the fastest wits to type that I've ever seen, and I enjoy commenting on his videos and talking to him on Twitter because I know if I go on a comment on his video, it's like, hey, this video was good, he's not going to go, thanks, which isn't bad. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know he's going to come back with something super witty, and we'll probably have like a thread of like 5 comments on his just Scottish words video or something like that. You can go find them. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
So I like him a lot too. And, oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know. Another one I listen to is Andrei Fedorov, I think his name is. And on one of Marty Farty's videos, he totally trolled me. I said I was kind of trolling you a little bit. I got trolled so bad.
What did you do?
And no one, I saved it for this interview because no one knows that I got trolled. So I wanted to everyone now in the internet to know I got trolled bad. Marty Farty did like a 500 subscriber video where he said, ask me questions. So I was like, Marty Farty's a funny name. Where did that name come from? I think everyone was thinking, oh, it's probably a funny story. Straight up, Andre goes, like, a minute later, I think that's his real name, dude. Like, no ha ha ha, no smiley face. I think that's his real name. And I was like, oh, crap. Did someone name that poor guy Farty? Like, oh, no. I mean, for like 3 days till Marty did his answer, I was like, should I say something? Like, I'm sorry. No, but then he answered my question. He was like, no, it's just rhymed with Marty. So I was super trolled by Andre. It was pretty funny. I enjoyed that.
Amazing.
I really was. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, A, I feel so bad. B, I feel so bad for him that his last name's Farty. That's can't be good. And I apologize to anybody out there whose last name is Farty. I'm sure it's a wonderful last name, but change it.
Yeah, change it. You don't need pronounce it differently. Do something.
Parte. Puerte. Oh gosh.
So let's do some fan questions. You down for that?
Yeah.
Let's start with the most important one. You ready?
Hit me.
And this is from Innocent Whispers. ASMR.
How about that?
And she would like to know, when it comes to your content, what creators inspire you the most? Or do you completely start from scratch? And how long from the ideas does it take you to plan and film a video? Lovely.
Righto. I'm not going to do an accent. It's not going to happen. Let's see. That's a good question. So I definitely am inspired by a lot. Mm-hmm. Some of them aren't ASMR artists. I talked about that a little bit. Like some of them are some of my more favorite comedy podcast shows that are on YouTube. As far as inspiration of other content, other creators, I definitely, like I said before, I really think it's not necessarily. Okay, that's two answers. It's not necessarily I like the way this person does it. Let me do that. There's little things that I notice about people that I'm like, I really like that, and then that's kind of where some of the videos start from. These little ideas. So I'm doing a series like 20-minute tingles or something like that, and some of it starts like that, where I really like this trigger someone does, and this is kind of how it started. I really like this trigger someone does. It's kind of a unique thing that they do, and so therefore I want to give them a shout out to all my subscribers, but mainly because I really like them and I love to talk about them. Yeah. And then I make a video not copying that, but it starts off like that. I was like, because one I just put out yesterday, which would have been 2 weeks ago, was talking about Kristen Noel ASMR. She does this cardboard cookie video that I listened to for forever. So I was like, I got to talk about her because I love that video so much. I think she has several of them. Yeah, it's good. And so I was like, I can't do a cardboard cookie because that's her thing. So her cardboard cookie, it's just a circle of cardboard, but she calls it a cardboard cookie, and it's kind of her thing. So I just did a square and called it a cardboard brownie, and I figured, that wasn't copying. So, but I just wanted to give her a shout out. So some stuff like that. But a lot of them start off like that, and then they kind of morph, like my high school video. Like it started off as one thing, it became a completely different thing. Mm-hmm. Just as I started giggling, start thinking about stupid stuff and doing them in videos. As far as long as it takes, some of them, like the ones I did, the promos I did for you guys, I did that in half a day. Like I thought of no work. I DM'd you. I was like, hey, I got this idea. I was like, I don't want to tell you, but it's dope. You're like, do it. So I did it that night. I think I made both of them finished by like 2 a.m. because part of it is I get an idea like that in my head. I'm just like, I got to get it out of my head. I have to put it on film, on paper or whatever, so that I can kind of flesh it out. Yeah, like when they get like that, when I know they're like that, it's like this. I know that's going to be pretty good. So the high school one started off slow, and then when it exploded, it went real fast. And then I did it because I got really excited about it. I have 2 other video ideas that are like that, but I've been holding off on them, and it's been torture because I haven't felt like I was ready with my green screen stuff yet. And I think I'm getting pretty close enough where I'm not going to care too much if it's that bad. But I had this idea really, really early on before I even had a green screen. I was like, I love these 2 ideas, but I didn't have the setup ready. Then I got the setup, and then I was like, my green screen is crap. Let me do a couple more videos to practice and stuff like that. So I think that hopefully they'll come out in March, and hopefully they'll turn out pretty good.
You mean what first introduced you to ASMR? I love your work, so original.
That's very kind, actually. I think I've talked. ASMR as the name was what we talked about before, like having kind of listening to videos as I was going to sleep because I was anxious. So getting into like, these people are whispering. I have that feeling again that I felt when I was a kid. Let me see if I can find some other whisper vids. And I think the first whisper vid I found was like an old Big Brother episode. I never watched Big Brother, but it said 8-minute long whisper. I think it was a legitimate video that was posted for like before there was an ASMR community. It was like the whisper community or something like that. And I think it was under them. It was like Big Brother 8. I've still watched that. I still go back and watch that because this is like these 2 women really, really inaudible whispering, and it's really, really triggering. So that was the real linchpin, that one, right? That one video from Big Brother 8 was the linchpin. But, I mean, as a kid, sitting in school, I think a big one for me was, because tapping trigger is a big one for me, was like people taking tests, writing with pencils. So it was really quiet, and you're kind of sitting still working, and you just hear everybody kind of tap on their desk with a pencil, writing, stuff like that. That would be a big thing. If a teacher had a very calming voice, that would be a big thing. Haircuts would be a big thing. Of course, Bob Ross. I didn't know at the time what was happening. I knew every time I watched that, I'd fall asleep. And I don't think I ever finished a Bob Ross show. I never made it that fast. And then Mr. Rogers would do it for me, too. I can still remember a couple episodes of Mr. Rogers. Not like the make-believe part, but like the part where he would do like a craft or something.
Daniel, a.k.a. the Ghost Fox, writes 2 questions. He gave you 2 questions in one tweet. That's kind of a cheat, Mr. D-Ray. Question 1. What's your favorite trigger? I said twigger. Let me say that again. What's your favorite trigger? I'm going to English today. I promise.
Nah, it's all good. We're from the South. We're expert at understanding Englishese, Americanese. Favorite trigger, probably definitely tapping. There's a couple of them that are out there tapping, whispering, pretty much anything Heather Feather said.
Who inspires you the most?
Well, if I read it correctly, my contract, the answer is Christopher Notwalken.
Correct answer.
He is a gentleman and a scholar, one of the most handsome guys I know, and I'm completely jealous that Articulate Design got to him first.
All the facts right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's about him.
Yep. We already answered that question, but I knew we were throwing a joke.
Exactly. You got to vary it up a little bit.
Yeah, guys, follow him on the Twitter, because right now he is the McDonald's of ASMR. He's loving it.
Dude, what? Screw you, Chris. I hate McDonald's.
What?
All right? I hate McDonald's.
Why?
Screw you. Chick-fil-A for life.
Yo, I love Chick-fil-A.
No McDonald's. My kids love McDonald's, and I'm like, oh my gosh. We'll go to McDonald's on a Sunday, I guess, because Chick-fil-A is closed. Yeah.
Thank you for coming on, guys. IdTapThatASMR. Don't forget to subscribe to him. Show him all of the love. If you liked this video, hit that like button. We know it's probably heavily edited because we went way longer than we were supposed to. But hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. And, after you're done with that, if you want to, and you want to shell out $1, because it just takes $1. Scott, tell him it takes $1 to get early access on Patreon.
Just takes $1. That's it.
$1.
$10 gets you early access on my show, too.
Oh, yeah. See that?
Just kidding.
And $20. And $20
get you a free hat from Coastal Carolina.
Yeah.
No,
and $40 and $40 gets you a lap dance from my Tap That ASMR.
You're trying. Listen, Chris, come on. Pro tip number 1 here. You're trying to raise money, not lose subscribers.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bad. No, just $1. That's all we need. If you feel inclined, you don't have to. If you want to, doesn't matter. Anyways, yeah, I'm Christopher Not Walken. This is the Dirty Nerdy Show. That's IdTapThatASMR, aka Scott. Guys, everybody, subscribe, love him, hug him, all of this stuff.